In this video, I will show you some practical and affordable flash and diffuser options for macro photography. This is equipment I bought, use frequently, and recommend. So if you're looking to start out in macro photography or looking to up your game, this video will be for you. Everything you see here will be shot from all of this equipment. So what I'll do is split these videos into two parts. The first part is about flashes, and the second is about diffusers. I also don't want to waste your time or money, so as I said, everything I recommend here is gear that I have bought and use frequently. Let's get into it. The first flash here is the Godox TT350 Mini Flash. This is an awesome little flash with a seriously powerful output. It's lightweight and quite petite, making it perfect for carrying for long periods. It's also really affordable, sitting at $84 US. The only downside here is that it does burn through its batteries pretty fast, since it only takes two AA batteries. But considering how cheap rechargeable AA's are, it's not that big of a deal to have a few spare ready to go. The second flash I use and have been using for about 6 years is the Godox TT600. Now this is an absolute beast and the main flash I use for macro photography. The output is great, the battery life is great. It's light-ish, definitely heavier than the TT350, but never throws the ergonomics of your camera off too much. It's very reliable and has served me well over the years. Surprisingly, this flash is cheaper than the TT350, sitting at $65 US. Just an incredible steal. Both of these Godox flashes are high quality and at an amazingly affordable price, and I can't recommend these two bad boys enough. The third flash I use on and off, and not really something I would recommend if you are looking to buy, is the Nikon SB-R200 Speedlight. Now, I bought these two speedlights in the Nikon R1C1 macro kit about 10 years ago. This kit includes the two lights and the Nikon Flash Commander, which is worth its weight in gold. Now, these speedlights fit to the front of the lens, and it's something I honestly don't like at all. It completely throws the balance of the camera off when holding it handheld. It rattles and just feels kind of cheap. They are very handy for certain creative ideas like backlighting, but other than that, it's kind of a clunky experience. They also burn through batteries something fierce. Also, with no way to diffuse them out of the box, it makes them quite useless. As I said, I use these on-lens flashes on the odd occasion, but compared to the ease of use of my Godox flashes, it's night and day. Overall, they do have some practical uses, but it's expensive and kind of frustrating. Now, let's get to diffusers. The Velo Mini Softbox. Now, this thing is incredible. At $7.50 US, it is probably the best investment for your macro photos, after your lens. I still use this diffuser a lot of the time, but just because it is so reliable, versatile, and easy to use. It fits both Godox mini and larger flashes, it packs down to nothing, and is very, very light. Plus, it lets you get in closer when shooting in thicker foliage because it is so small. If you are a beginner macro photographer, I would highly recommend grabbing this and going from there. Now, the only downside to this diffuser is that it does add some hotspots on certain subjects and locations, as you can see here with these bright spots. It's one of those problems of shooting so close to a subject, and if that subject is reflective. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, but if you start noticing it, it may start to annoy you. All of these images were shot with this diffuser, to give you an idea. Something to consider, but considering it's under $8, it's a sacrifice I'm happy to live with. The second diffuser is something that is slowly creeping out into the diffuser market, and that is 3D printed diffusers. Now, I bought this diffuser from a company in the UK, and it only fits the Godox TT350 Mini. These guys have a range of 3D printed diffusers for certain flashes, which is pretty cool. This diffuser is lightweight and does give a nice diffused image. Like the Velo Softbox, it too does produce hotspots in images on certain subjects and situations. So why use this diffuser? Well, it's light and produces a nice soft light output. That's pretty much it. However, since it is a product in the UK, the shipping nearly killed me, especially converting to Australian dollars. Brutal. It also doesn't pack down that well and is a bit bulky in a smaller camera bag. But other than those two niggles, it's pretty good and a market to keep your eye on. The third diffuser here, and this is the top tier in diffusers, this is the Cygnus Tech Macro Diffuser. This is the best, hands down. Now this is a design that many other companies make and seems to provide the best overall diffusion for macro photos and flashes. It works with all of my setups seamlessly. Great stuff. It packs down nice and flat, making it perfect for travel and storage. It's well built, affordable, and totally ups your macro photo game. Soft lighting does wonders for even the most grotesque and hideous of subjects. Where the Velo softbox is an entry-level diffuser, this is top of the range when it comes to diffusers. It's so good though, plus it's a locally owned Australian small business, and the guy who makes them seems like a decent dude, so highly recommended. The last diffuser that I want to mention is for the dreaded Nikon SB-R200 speedlights. Now I found that the UK 3D printing company that did the diffuser for the Godox TT350 Mini also does diffusers for these speedlights, and honestly it actually turns them into something usable and worthwhile now. These diffusers are very light and cast a lovely soft light when paired with these flashes. It really makes them fun to use now, apart from the clunky lens holder and the battery drainage. As I said, 3D printed diffusers are a market to keep an eye on. If you own these speedlights, these diffusers are honestly quite a game changer. The flashes on their own stink, but paired with these diffusers, I've started adding them to my rotation on and off. Recommended, but only if you own these flashes already. Alright, so there you go. A quick rundown on some of the flashes and diffusers I use and recommend for macro photography. Hopefully it can give you a bit of an idea when looking to get into or up your macro photography game. As usual, thanks for watching. Cheers.